So you can sit up on your 2 blankets and just close the eyes. Just begin to take a few deep breaths. We're learning now, especially, not to take our breath for granted, that we have these lungs that sit in this rib cage and chest, and the more we can create space, the more breath, the more air, the more life we have. So really, for a moment, connect with your lungs, connect with your ability to breathe in and out comfortably. Just take a moment to be grateful for that. Feel the breath move in through the nose, both nostrils, and exhaling through both nostrils. And then take your hands that are on the knees, okay? So your hands are going to press on the knees, and I want you to push your hands back into the knees. So as we push the hands into the knees, see if you can feel your shoulder blades moving forward into the chest and the rib cage opening. So we want to feel like the shoulder blades are moving into the chest and opening the heart. Okay, so the hands will press into the knees, you're pulling, opening, lifting the chest without dumping into the lower back. So keep your sitting bones pressing firmly into the ground. But see if you can feel your upper back opening. So the area of the shoulder blades. The shoulders move back and down. And as you breathe here, feel the chest open and relax the neck muscles. And keep moving your mind into your shoulder blades. Now keeping that lift in the chest, take your hands at the heart. So try not to collapse, but lift the chest into the thumb mounds. Shoulders back and down, relax the forehead. Let's join together for one Om. We inhale. Om. Bow the chin to the chest. So this is an act of releasing our mind into our heart. And then lift the chin up, release the hands, and open the eyes slowly. Keep the shoulders back, keep the shoulder blades moving forward. We're gonna twist, but I want you to watch that you're not overarching your low back, that your belly stays engaged, but we're only opening the chest. So you wanna distinguish between opening in the low back and opening the chest. So belly in, lift the chest, inhale. And exhale, shoulders back and down. Let's do the crown of the head, draw the navel towards the spine and twist. And then switch to the other side. Don't worry about how far you're twisting, rather keep the chest open, neck relaxed, and just warming up the spine. Belly in back, chest open, shoulders back and down, and twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Left side, inhale. Exhale. Right side, inhale. Exhale. And left side. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to the center, switch your legs, so cross your legs the opposite way, have the legs crossed right in the center, take the arms out to the side, reach through the fingertips, shoulders back and down, lift the heart, inhale. And exhaling, take the right arm under the left, take Garudasana arms, relax the forehead on the thumb mound. And then here, you want to pull the elbows towards each other. It's okay if you don't touch, okay? You can have your elbows here. If you can reach the hands, great. And then allow your upper back to relax a little bit. So you do want to soften a little bit in the upper back. So the shoulder blades are spreading wide on the back. You want to feel that your shoulder blades are moving apart. And I want you to take a few deep breaths into the upper back. So as you inhale, you want to feel the upper back expand out. So this area between the shoulder blades. Inhale, expands out. And as you exhale, move your shoulder blades apart. Try that a few more times. Inhale. And exhale, move the shoulder blades apart. One more time. Just releasing the muscles between the shoulder blades, the back of the heart. Good. Now take your arms out again to the side. Reach through the fingertips. Feel the connection of the fingers all the way through the front of the chest. All the way to the other fingers. Open the chest, open the heart. And then take the opposite arm underneath. Rest the forehead on the thumb mounds. Relax the upper back slightly. And then pull the elbows towards each other and feel the shoulder blades moving apart. So you're spreading your shoulder blades wide on your back. Breathe into the upper back, inhale. And exhale. Try to release. Inhale and exhale. And then release the hands down. Switch your legs again. Back to the first way. Take your strap. Gomukhasana arms. So we'll have the strap around the right wrist. Reach for it with your right hand. Right arm up. This arm, you want to have your arm really close to the ear. And the triceps is going to face forward. So there's an external rotation in the upper arm roll. Take the left arm behind the back, roll the left shoulder back and down, move the left shoulder blade towards the spine. And then here, you want to watch. I'm going to turn around so you can see my arms. It's better not to go too close. It's better to give yourself a little space and then roll that left shoulder back and down. So I'm moving my left shoulder blade towards the spine. And my right shoulder blade is moving away from my spine. So feel the left shoulder blade moving in, right shoulder blade moving out. Watch that you're not overarching your back. So make sure you're sitting on both sitting bones, belly in. And then take a few deep breaths. Notice if you're gripping in the neck, in the shoulders. You want to relax the neck and shoulders here. So most of the breaths should come from the diaphragm and not from the neck muscles. Take a few more breaths here. And then release and switch sides. Take the left arm up, take the right arm behind the back. And again, find where can I hold in the strap where my right arm is not coming forward. So I don't want to let this happen. I want to roll the shoulder back and the shoulder blade, and then move the shoulder blade away from the ears and towards the spine. So right shoulder blade moves towards the spine. The left shoulder blade moves away from the spine. Relax the neck muscles. Okay, watch that you're not overarching your back. Bring the belly in and up. Inhale and exhale. Roll the right shoulder back and down. Left elbow up towards the sky. Relax the face, relax the neck muscles. See if you can move the breath deep into the chest. We're going to take our time here, really opening the chest. Good. And then release that. Take the legs straight out in front for Dandasana. Again, you should be sitting on something like your two folded blankets. You can press the fingertips down into the ground. Roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. So press the center of the heels down. Push the fingertips down, open the chest. Shoulders back and down, lift the heart. 3 or 4 breaths here. Focusing on pushing the fingers down, rolling the shoulders back, and moving the shoulder blades into the body, into the body. It's like you're gluing your shoulder blades towards your ribs even more. Lift the chest, and relax for a moment. You can slouch. Take your straps. If that felt like a lot, you can do this one again. Okay, another option is to take the arms up. So before you take the arms up, get your fingertips on the ground, push your fingers down, lift the chest, open the heart, and then hold the strap and reach up. So we don't want to lose that height. The height comes from pressing the sitting bones down into the ground. And then we reach up and we pull the strap apart, pull the strap apart. Open the chest. Open the heart. Feel the shoulder blades moving away from each other here. Keep the legs strong. The inner thighs are rolling down. You're pushing through the big toe mounds. Lift, lift, lift. And then relax. And we'll do it one more time. Again, fingertips start on the ground. Feel the downward pressure through the fingertips and how that translates through the whole spine. Lift through the crown of the head, shoulders back and down. And then if you'd like, you can take the strap. Palms face away from each other here. We're gonna pull the strap apart. You're resisting yourself. Relax the upper trapezius, the neck muscles, but spread the shoulder blades. So we wanna learn to separate out the muscles of the neck. As you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine. And then release. Good. You can come off your blanket. We'll move our blankets to the side for now. Sit with your feet in front. The fingertips are going to face the hips, okay? So fingertips are going to face the hips. We're going to bend the elbows, squeeze the elbows in. Push down through the hands and open the chest, okay? Now we want to do all those 3 things at the same time. So we're going to bend. Now, as soon as I bend and I squeeze my elbows together, my elbows want to straighten. I don't want that to happen. I want to bend, squeeze the elbows towards each other without straightening my elbows. So keeping my elbows pretty bent. And then the third part is keeping the elbows bent, keeping the elbows squeezing in, lift the chest. It's a small movement, but you should feel a lot of opening in the front of the chest. Hold here. You should feel a nice stretch in the shoulders. Again, bend, squeeze, lift the chest, bend, squeeze, lift the chest. Good. Come out slowly. If that was easy, you can take your hands and point the fingers away from you. Okay, fingers away from you. We're going to bend the elbows, squeeze them in again, and lift the chest. This is a lot more stretch on the wrists. Really good for carpal tunnel syndrome or any arm problems, neck, shoulders, tennis elbow. Bend the elbows, squeeze in, and lift the chest. Okay, if this is too much, just turn the fingers back to the first way we did it. Okay, so fingers away, bend, squeeze, lift, bend, squeeze, lift, and squeeze, and lift the chest. Good. Okay, lie on your back for a moment. We're warming up the chest. You're gonna hook your thumbs together. Bring your feet towards each other, so the feet are touching. Inhale, relax. And as you exhale, reach through the fingertips, bring the feet together, heels are on the ground, and push out through the big toe mounds, and lift the belly, stretching the whole body. And then inhale, relax. Exhale, hook the thumbs the other way, reach the fingertips back, push the heels forward, Lift the belly, creating space through the whole chest and ribcage. And relax. Inhale. Switch thumbs. Exhale, stretch. Reach the fingers back, push the heels forward. And inhale, relax. And one more time. Inhale, exhale, feet together. Reach to the fingertips, push the heels forward. Lift the belly. And release. Good. Okay, we're going to come into a spinal twist. The arms are going to come out to the side. The right leg comes in. We hug the right knee in towards the chest. You can push out through the left heel. So make your left leg strong. And then bring this knee across the body. Okay, let's start with keeping the shoulder on the ground for the first one. So keep your right shoulder on the ground. And then only take your leg across as far as it'll go. Reach to the fingertips. Push out through the bottom heel. Inhale. And then exhale, lift the belly. Push out through the bottom heel. So you're pushing through the left heel. This will lengthen the low back, okay? And then keep your right shoulder on the ground. A few more breaths here. Again, the focus is pushing that left heel forward and lifting the belly on the exhalation. Come back to the center. Take the left arm out. You want to keep your left shoulder on the ground. Okay, hug the right knee in. Push out through the right heel. And then bring this leg across. Now only go as far as you can before your shoulder comes off the ground. So keep your shoulder on the ground. Bring your leg across. And then push out through the right heel. So my left arm is very active. You really want to reach through the fingertips. You really want to lift the belly. And as you exhale, draw the belly in and up. Push through the right heel. These two things need to happen. There needs to be pressure out and a lifting of the belly to keep the low back nice and open. And then come back up. We're going to go a little further now to get into the upper back. So that was a little more for the lumbar spine. Now we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. Bring the leg across and go as far as you can. If you have pain in the low back, then obviously you don't go so far. If the back feels okay, bring your knee down towards the floor. You're going to notice your shoulder comes way off the ground. That's okay. If it's up here, then you're going a little too low. You might need to come back. And reach the fingertips. Reach the right fingertips out. Okay? Now, push out through the bottom heel, lift the belly, inhale. And as you exhale, we want to rotate the chest, the rib cage open towards the floor. Draw the right shoulder down towards the ground. Push out through the bottom heel, lift the belly. So every time you exhale, you're rotating the rib cage, the shoulder down towards the floor. And we want to feel the opening and the twisting coming from the thoracic spine. So think about the twist coming from the area between the shoulder blades. One more breath there. And come up. Hug the left knee in. Bring the left knee in towards the chest. Bring that leg across. Your knee will come down towards the ground. You're pushing out through the right heel. And now, see that my shoulder doesn't come to the ground. Not yet. Now here you can see a little bit better where we want to twist from. We want to twist from the upper back, this area right between the shoulder blades, level of maybe T3, T4, T5. Inhale, and as you exhale, we want to twist from the upper thoracic, thinking about the ribs moving down towards the floor and also the shoulder moving down towards the floor. Reach through the fingertips, lots of energy in the hand. If it's too much on the shoulder, just back off a little bit. But with every exhale, you're twisting a little bit more, not from the low back, but from the upper back. Notice if you lost the energy in the bottom foot. And then come back up to center. Okay? Let's do it again for 3 breaths. Hug the right knee in. Go across the body, bring the knee down, push out through the bottom heel, a little faster now. Inhale. 3 deep breaths as you exhale. Twist from the thoracic spine. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath. And come back up. Okay, the key to twisting safely is to really energize your bottom leg, and you'll protect your low back. So bring your knee down, inhale, 3 breaths. Exhale, reach through the fingertips. Inhale, exhale, reach through the fingertips. Inhale, exhale, reach through the fingertips, open the chest. Good. 1 more time each side. Hug the right knee in. 3 breaths. Bring it across. See if you can go a little further. Maybe your shoulder gets closer to the ground. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And again. Good. Come back to the center. Last one. Left leg comes across. Push out through the right heel. Inhale, exhale, lift the belly. Reach through the fingertips. Twist from the upper back. Bring your shoulder closer to the floor. Notice you might get a little bit closer. Okay, and then come up. We're going to roll to the side and press up to a seated position. Come into child's pose. So knees are going to be wide. Toes touch. Walk your fingertips out and be on the fingertips here, okay, in this one. So we want to be on the fingertips. Relax the head. If your head is hanging in the air, you can use a blanket. You can take a blanket or a block and just rest your forehead on the blanket. So that's possible as well. Be on the fingertips and energize the arms. Okay, energize the arms, reach forward. So the arms are really active, the triceps engaged, and move the shoulder blades apart. Shoulder blades wide on the back. Start to melt the heart towards the floor, not from the low back, but from the upper back. Lots of work in the arms here. And then walk the fingers back and come up. Okay, so we want to feel this sense of spreading wide in the upper back. The shoulder blades are moving apart. From here, we're going to come into down dog. We'll do it a few different ways. The first way will be with our hands on the floor. The knees will be bent. Spread the fingers and press your index finger mounds firmly into the ground. So don't be in a rush, okay? We want to really pay attention to what we're doing here. Curl the toes under, bend the knees, lift the hips up, and then press the hands firmly into the ground. Keep the knees soft. Open the chest, open the sides of the waist, okay? So our focus is opening the upper back, not the low back. We don't want to dump into the low back. Keep the belly in. Now, if you're pretty flexible in their hamstrings, you can start to straighten the legs. But if your back starts to round, then keep your knees bent. Okay, so we work on trying to open the chest, but we don't want to straighten the legs at the expense of the chest. 2 more breaths. Come back down into child's pose. Knees wide, walk the hands forward. Let's take our hands to the right side. Left hand on top of the right. And then sit over onto the left heel. And you should feel a nice stretch through the arm, the upper arm, the rib cage here. We're getting into the lats. And take a few deep breaths into the left side, the left lung. See if you can feel the left side of the body, the left lungs expanding more. And then walk the hands to the other side. Take the right hand on top of the left, sit over onto the right heel. And now breathe into the right side, the right rib cage. Inhale and exhale. Walk the hands back to the center and take another downward dog. Before you come up, stretch your fingers forward, push your index finger mound into the ground, the arms are engaged. Elbow creases face each other. This is important. You don't want to let the elbow creases face forward. Make sure they're facing each other. Bend the knees, lift the hips up and open the chest. Open the chest. Shoulder blades wide. So there's no tension in the neck muscles. The shoulder blades are spreading. Neck is soft and relaxed. And then if you can straighten your legs, you can go ahead and work on that. And the knees, walk the feet forward. And lift the chest. You can have your hands on your shins for this. Arms by the side, reach back, open the chest, and then press the feet into the ground and come up with a straight spine. Okay. We'll use our chair for another downward facing dog. So you're gonna have your chair on the mat. Hands are gonna come on the chair, and we're gonna walk the feet back. Now, because we have the chair, we can keep our feet or our heels on the ground. We can get a little more grounding here. So try to keep the knees straight. Again, if your chest rounds, it's okay to bend the knees. What we want here is to lengthen the spine. Lengthen the spine by pushing the heels down, rolling the inner thighs back, and spreading the shoulder blades wide. So start to melt the heart towards the foot. Watch that you're not collapsing, okay, into your shoulders. You want to maintain integrity in the shoulder joint. So the ears are in line with the arm bones. Feet press firmly into the ground, lift the hips up. Those of us with tight hamstrings, we can bend the knees and lift the sitting bones up, that's fine. Our focus is opening the chest, not getting the heels to the ground. Good. And then come up slowly. Okay, let's go to a wall. We need a wall for this. Any wall or a corner will do. You're gonna have your fingertips just below your shoulders. Okay? And don't be too close to the wall, don't go so close. Come a little bit away from the wall. So we want to be able to roll the right shoulder back and down. So we're going to roll the shoulder up, back, and down. Lift the chest up to the crown of the head. And take your left hand on your rib cage. Okay, inhale. And then exhaling, start to rotate the rib cage away from the wall, which means you're moving your rib cage this way, in this direction. Roll the right shoulder back and down again. Keep your elbows straight. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're rotating with this hand. I'm helping my rib cage move a little bit away from the wall. You should feel a nice opening in front of the chest, okay, in the pec area, maybe even in the arms or the wrists. We're going to hold here another few seconds. You want to hold a little longer in this one to get into all the connective tissue. We're also stretching in addition to the muscles, the nerves and the fascia. And then come out and stand for a moment. I want you to notice when you stand, close the eyes, notice if there's a difference in the right and left side. See if you can feel a difference in the right side of the body and the left side of the body. For me, it feels like I have two different arms. One is much longer and much more spacious. Take the left fingertips on the wall now. The hand should be a little bit below the shoulder. Right hand on the rib cage. Inhale. Roll the left shoulder back and down. And then exhaling, rotate the rib cage a little bit away from the wall. A little bit away from the wall. Inhale and exhale. Rotate the rib cage. So you should feel a nice opening now on the left side. Keep the belly lifted, weight in the heels, so you're not arching your back. Okay, when we're tight in our chest and shoulders, we often will go into the low back to compensate. So watch out for that. And then come out slowly. Okay, now stand and see if you feel a little bit more evenness through the arms, through the front of the chest. We're going to go a little deeper here. So I want you to take your arm really close to the wall. You see how my arm is at a 45-degree angle? We're going to lean into the wall, and you can rest your head or your side of your face onto the wall. So my whole arm is coming into the wall, also the shoulder. The left hand will come in front, and as I keep my shoulder on the wall, I'm going to push with the left hand and try to rotate my chest away from the wall. So my right shoulder is moving towards the wall, and I push and I start to twist away. It's not a big movement, it's a small movement. And you want to feel even the tissue and the muscles that connect to the sternum opening, front of the chest. It's like breaking the heart open, gently. Couple more breaths. Push with the left hand. Keep the shoulder on the wall. Oh, and then come out slowly. Again, stand for a moment and feel. It's more than just the shoulder. We want to feel the entire front of the chest opening. And then let's go to the left side. Lean as close as you can into the wall. Head, face, press into the wall. And then keep that left shoulder glued to the wall with the right hand, push. And start to move your chest away from the wall. Okay, inhale, belly in, exhaling, twist. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Push, open the chest, and then release. Come out slowly. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Okay. Take your strap. We're going to take the arms up and over a few times, again, keeping the shoulders nice and open. So we want to keep our elbows straight, up and over, okay? So we want to keep tension in the strap. To make it harder, you go closer together. To make it easier, you go wider. You go up and over, and start to speed it up. If you have any pain, any injuries, anything going on in the shoulder, just go up to about your ears and then come down. That's okay too. Okay, so up and down. Start to speed it up, maybe up and over. Couple more times. And then release, let it go. Okay. So, triangle pose with the chair. You're going to have your chair to the side. Stand at the center of the mat. Open the legs. And we're going to turn the right toes out, heel to arch, back toes turn in. Legs lifted, arms out to the side. Stay here for a moment, pause, reach through the fingertips, okay, keep the legs straight, and then lengthen, reach out to the side, okay, pause. We're trying to lengthen the sides of the waist, reach a little bit more, reach a little bit more. Take the left hand on the waist, right hand on the chair. Sorry, my chair's a little too far. And then what I want to do is I want to start to push the chair out. So I'm lengthening the right side of the waist, okay? And as I lengthen the right side of the waist, what I want to do is absorb the ribs into the body. Bring the rib cage down. That will create more length on this side. So don't let the ribs pop up. We want to bring the ribs into the body. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Rotate the chest open. Slow the breathing down. The neck should be soft and relaxed. If you have any neck pain, you can look down. But the head stays in line with the spine. Now push the feet into the ground and come up. Turn the right toes in. Step the feet together. And then move the chair to the other side or just turn around. Whatever works for you. Okay, so legs together. Stand, step them wide. Turn the left toes out, turn the right toes in. And reach. Pause here. We want to get that nice expansion through the whole front of the chest. From one fingertip to the other. Inhale, exhale, lengthen. Pause, inhale, exhale, lengthen even more, reach for the chair, hand on the waist, roll the right shoulder back, and then just push the chair out a little bit. Okay, so we're getting some length through the left side of the waist. And then focus on that upper rib area and move it into the body, So we're decreasing the roundedness of the spine, we're creating more length through the center of the body. Keep the legs strong. Look straight ahead. And if that feels okay on your neck, you can stay here, or if it hurts, you can look down. Again, push the chair out a little bit. Open the chest. It's a little twist here happening. Now push the feet into the ground and come up. Turn the left toes in and step the feet together. Good. You can move the chair away. We're going to take the legs wide. This time they're wider than before. So you'll measure so that when you bend down, we're going to bend the knee. And we're going to make sure that the knee is right over the ankle. So you want to be quite wide. Okay, inhale. Keep the chest and spine in line with the pelvis. Just bend the front leg, and at the same time, the thigh is rolling back. Okay, thigh rolling back. Sitting bone forward. Just hold. Bring the forearm on the leg, but don't lean on it. You want to just rest it there and use your arm to roll the thigh back. Left hand on the waist and open the chest. Just keep your left hand on the waist and roll the thigh back and open the chest. Okay, you can notice that as the thigh rolls outward, the chest starts to rotate up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, lift the belly, push the back heel into the ground. This will help you open the chest. Come up, turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out, heel to arch. Inhale, exhale, bend the knee. Get down low. We want to get the thigh parallel to the floor, or as parallel as you can get it. Hold here, chest stays nice and open, belly lifts, back heel grounded. And then take that arm gently down onto that left leg. And you're using your arm to help rotate the thigh back, sitting bone forward. The hand will stay on the waist, or on the hip. And then rotate the chest open. Okay, keep the belly lifting so you're not dumping into your low back. It's not a back bend. We're rolling the thigh back and taking the chest forward. And open the chest here. Feel the rotation of the thigh bone going out and the rib cage rotating forward, left rib cage. And then come up. Turn the left toes out, step the feet together, shake it out. Okay. Take the legs wide again. Parsva Konasana. Turn the right toes out, turn the left toes in, heel to arch. Same wide stance, coming down. Okay, if that felt like a lot, you're going to do that one again. Or we're going to take the arm overhead. So take that left arm in front of the body and bring it up and overhead. So we're really opening the shoulders. Now the same thing is happening in the chest. The right thigh rolls back, the right rib cage comes forward, and there's a straight line from your fingertips all the way to your back heel. So push the back heel down, reach through the fingertips, open the chest. If this is too much on your shoulder, your arm can be straight up or your hand can be here again, okay? A couple more breaths here. Find the softness in the neck muscles. The ears should be pressing into the arm bone. But don't let the head drop. If you let the head drop, the spine drops. And then come up. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes up. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Rest the forearm on the thigh. Hand on the waist. Set the hips up so you're really rolling that left thigh bone back, sitting bone forward. Open the chest. And then take the right arm and we're going to bring it forward and up. And reach. Reach to the fingertips. Energize your arms. Push the back heel into the ground. Draw the left thigh back, open the chest, hold here. And then come up, turn the left toes in, and set the feet together. Okay, we're gonna take our chair again. And take the right leg forward, left leg back. So we're going to warm up for Parivrtta Trikonasana. But first, have the hands on the chair. You don't want the chair too far forward. You don't want your hands here. You want your hands back so that your shoulders are directly over your fingertips. Right leg straight, left toes turned out. Now roll the shoulders back and take the heart forward. Roll the shoulders back. Take the heart forward. Open the chest. Shoulders back. You want to feel this mini back bend, this little openness, okay, in the front of the chest. Take a few more breaths here. And then we'll switch legs. So take the left leg forward, right leg back. You want to be successful here. You want to make sure your chest can stay open. Okay, so if your spine is rounding and the chair is too low, it's okay to take something like a block or a blanket and just bring your hands up. Because the most important thing is that the chest stays open, the shoulders go back. So wherever you can accomplish that, that's your pose. Okay, don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Actually, you can't see anyone because you're doing this at home. But in general, we have this idea of what the pose should look like. And I want you to really feel what's happening inside. Chest open, shoulders back, heart forward, legs straight. Okay. Good. Now from here, we'll move into Parivrtta Trikonasana. We're going to use the chair so we can get more opening in the chest. Right leg forward, left leg back. Same thing, hands are in the same position. You can walk them forward a little bit more now. The left hand will come on the chair. So your right leg is forward, left foot back. Left hand is in the center of the chair, right hand on the sacrum. And with the right hand, you're going to draw the sacrum back. So draw it back, away from the ears, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then gently rotate the chest open. Okay, so the purpose here is to focus on opening from the upper back. So it's a small movement. Roll the shoulder back, open from the thoracic spine. Don't let the left hip drop. So you're really grounding your left hip into the earth. Every time you inhale, you lengthen through the crown of the head. Every time you exhale, you twist. And then release that side, come up to standing. And switch legs. Left leg forward, right leg back. Okay. So again, it's not about how big the movement is. It's the fine tuning, little things that matter. Right hand comes to the center, left hand on the tailbone. And here with this hand, you're drawing your sacrum back, imagining that your sacrum is moving away from your head moving away from your sacrum. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist to the left. Feel the upper back opening, low back lengthening. And the knees, and then come into down dog with your hands on the chest. So we're gonna press the feet down, lift the hips up, open the chest. And notice if it's a little bit easier, right? From the first time, you can feel a little more opening through the chest. Belly in and up. And then bend the knees, walk the feet forward and come back. Okay. So we have a couple options here. We're gonna open the front of the hips. One option is just to come into a regular lunge, okay? So the left knee will be on the ground, right leg will come forward, and our goal here is to open up the front of the hips, the hip flexors, okay? This is one option. If you have a wall behind you, so not everyone does, but if you have a wall that you can work with, you can take your left leg up the wall, your right leg forward. So you choose, either your leg is on the ground, your middle of the room, or your foot can be up the wall. This is everyone's favorite. Now you're gonna feel a lot of stretching in the quads, I know. You wanna make your tailbone heavy, heavy, heavy. Lift the belly. The more you do that, the more opening you'll feel in front of the hip. There should be no pain in the knee. So if there's any pain in the knee, then take the other variation. And if that feels okay, we're gonna take the arms up and bring in the chest. So we're opening up the psoas and the quads, which often helps, or doesn't help, but can restrict breathing because the psoas actually attaches to the diaphragm, or at least shares an attachment with the diaphragm. So very important to open up the psoas as well. Every time you exhale, we're lifting the belly, dropping the tailbone, relaxing the neck. A few more breaths here. Relax the hands down and switch sides. So either you're going to take a lunge position or your right foot will come up the wall. Now, if I'm too close to the wall, my back is going to arch. You can see very clearly the way we compensate. So you need to move your knee away from the wall so that your body can be straight. Okay, you don't want to feel like you're overarching your low back. You want to be able to lift the belly, make the sacrum heavy. Push the feet into the ground. You can have your hands on your knee. It's one option. And then if you feel that you can go further, reach the arms up. You're lengthening through the pinky fingers. Relax the shoulders down. And just start to bring the rib cage back a little bit. Rib cage back, belly lifts, tailbone down. Smile. Breathe softly. And hold. Hold for a few more breaths. You really want to get into the front of the hips. Good. And let's release that. And from here, you'll come into child's pose. So the knees will be wide, the toes will touch. And you'll walk your hands forward. Maybe there's still energy in the arms here. Take a few deep breaths. Softening the groins. And then walk the hands back and come up. Okay, we're going to use our chair now for a few chest openers. So any chair should do. I'm going to have a very basic chair. I'm going to have it here so you can see me. And we'll have the feet in a camel pose, Ustrasana, on the ground. Okay, so the idea here is to have my knees pressing into the ground, the shin bones pressing into the ground, and the tops of the feet. So you'll need your chair for the next few poses. So grab it. We'll start here by pushing the hands down into the seat of the chair and moving the hips forward. And when we do that, you want to watch that your thighs don't roll up. Your thighs actually roll in. So the inner thighs go back, the belly lifts, the hands press down, and you open the chest. Chin down, push the hands down, lift the chest, camel pose. Nice way to open the chest, just pushing the hands into the seat of the chair and take a few deep breaths. Relax the head, don't throw the head back. So keep the neck and chin relaxed, but the chest lifts, the belly lifts. Push down with the feet, push down with the hands. And then release that. If you can sit on your feet, you can go ahead and do something like this in between, where we can just sit in Vajrasana and roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. If you have knee problems, you can stay up in a lunge, a half kneeling position, or you can take a blanket or a bolster, and you can actually fold this up and place it between your thighs and your knees. You can go as high as you need. This is a nice way to work on that. Okay, we're going to come back up, and we're going to go a little further. So if at any point this is too much, you just stay here. You can work on your hands pressing down, chest opening, or if you have something to hold on to, we're going to walk our hands a little bit up the chair, sides of the chair. So feet press down, roll the shoulders back, chin down, chest lifts. Chin down, chest up. Good, hold there. Now if that feels okay, you can even go higher. Again, it depends what kind of chair you have, but these chairs that I have, the basic folding chairs, work well. You can push your hands down into the chair and open the chest. If that's too much, just go a little bit lower. Or you can just stay with your hands on the chair and lift the chest. We're literally opening the body from the inside out. It's kind of combating life, right? Sitting, leaning forward, looking at our phone, looking at our computer, driving. And then release that. Good. Come back to Vajrasana, just sit. Again, on the heels, or you can sit in a cross-legged position or with the bolster between the legs. And just use this position to open the chest. Okay, this is actually a really nice, safe position for the low back, so it should feel really nice. Okay, now we're going to come up. Next pose, Purva Uttanasana, variation. So your hands are going to come on the chair. You're going to walk the feet forward. Push the feet down and lift the hips up. Okay, so the first variation we're going to do is with the legs bent. This is easier on the low back. I like the chin down, so we're not throwing the head back too much. But if it feels comfortable and your chest is open, you could let your head go back. Okay, but if there's any tightness in the shoulders, just keep your chin down. Push the feet down, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Open the chest. Watch that your knees don't go out to the side. And then release, and you can actually have a seat on your chair, which is nice. Take a little break. Okay, I'm going to show you the second variation is with the legs straight. Sometimes that bothers the low back, so you have to listen to your body. If it hurts the low back at all, keep the knees bent. To go further, you can straighten the legs. So try to get the feet to press down into the ground. Feet together, roll the shoulders back and open the chest. Okay, I like to have my chin here, or you can let your head go back. So you have to really roll the upper arm bones out and lift the hips up and open the chest. And then release, come out. That's it for a moment. So it depends on the kind of chair you have. It's something you can do is you can sort of hold on to the back legs of the chair and use the chair to push into your upper back. So for some of us, this will work depending on the kinds of chairs we have, and some of us this won't. But it's a nice way to open the chest. Or another option is just sitting in the chair and push down and lift up. It's like a baby cobra. Okay, so either you can have the back of the chair pressing into the thoracic spine and the chest opening, or pushing into the chair. Good. Okay. So now we're going to move into Setu Bandha and Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. If you're wearing a ponytail, now's a good time to take that out because you don't want anything touching the floor. You're going to take your 2 blankets. If you have neck pain, you'll take 3 blankets or 4. Any disc problem. And you'll notice that I have the blankets a little bit away from the chair. Okay, just a few inches away from the chair. I'm going to show you what we're going to do, and then you'll set up and do it because you want to make sure we do this right. We're going to be here for a little bit. So the important thing is your shoulders stay on the blanket, your head is off the blanket. So shoulders do not slide off the blanket. Only the head is off the blanket. So I'm going to adjust myself. So my feet are on the chair. My shoulders are on the blanket. I want to hold the bottom legs of the chair and come up into Setu Bandha, a bridge pose. Okay, so you have to figure out how far away do my blankets need to be. We're going to roll one shoulder underneath, roll the other shoulder underneath. My arms should be straight. I push my feet into the ground and I open the chest. So I'm pulling with my arms, I'm pushing with my feet, and I'm moving my chest towards the chin. Keep the throat soft. Throat soft here. Okay, so set up. Make sure the knees don't go out to the side. So you want to keep the knees in line with the hips. Now if this is not working for you, I'm going to demonstrate another variation, okay? You can just come into regular bridge pose with blankets. Okay, so this is another option if the chair isn't quite feeling right for you today. Okay, hold there. You can relax a little bit, let the buttocks come down just a bit. But we're going to go back up. Okay, feet pressed down into the seat of the chair and lift the hips up. Now watch that the knees don't go out to the side, okay? The knees like to go out. I see a lot of you doing that. It's as if you're hugging a ball between your feet or your knees, okay? So the inner thighs roll down. Now push the feet down, hold the legs of the chair, and roll the chest open. Roll the chest open. The head should be off the blanket. Head is off the blanket, shoulders are on the blanket. Okay, hold the legs of the chair so you get the chest to open. Good. Walk the shoulders underneath. Roll the shoulders underneath. And then come down slowly, but don't move. Don't go anywhere. So we're going to stay in this position. I'm going to show you another, or I'm going to tell you another option. Just listen to me. We're going to come up into our Setu Bandha again. Now, if you feel you can do this, we're going to take one leg up, okay, in the air, while the other leg pushes down and open the chest. And then release that leg and take the left leg up. Keep the legs engaged. So this is going a little further. Push the feet down, lift the hips up, open the chest. And then come down slowly. You can push the chair out of the way and slide a little bit off your blanket. So the shoulders are going to come off the blanket. And just hold your elbows here. Okay, so our shoulders are sliding off the blanket. The chest is nice and open. The knees touch. And just take a few deep breaths into the chest here. I want you to notice how the rib cage expands. We've been working really the entire time on creating space between the ribs, more space for the lungs. Feel if the breath can move more evenly through the whole rib cage. And then take the opposite elbow. So if you were holding it one way, hold it the other way. Okay. And then we'll roll over to the side. You can sit up on your blankets. And I prefer to have the blanket a little bit at an angle so that the corner is coming through my legs. We're going to take Upavishta Konasana. So the legs are going to come wide. Okay, if it's not possible to keep the spine straight here, then bend the knees a little bit. The spine is the most important part. Okay, so bend the knees. Or if you can maintain a straight spine, keep the legs straight. Push the fingertips down into the ground, open the chest. Lift the heart here. And open. That's it. Take a few deep breaths. Lots of energy through the feet. You're pressing the center of your heels down into the ground. You're pushing your feet out. And open the heart. And then bend your knees and relax. And come off of your blanket. Move the blankets off to the side. I'm going to do something for fun, a little bit of balance. So the first part is to take your strap and to lie on your back and take the strap over the arches of the feet. And we're going to open the legs. So it's similar to what we just did, Upavishta Konasana. But we're going to push the feet up into the strap. Hopefully your belt is long enough if you have a belt. And we're going to roll the shoulders back and open the chest here. So just roll the shoulders back, push the feet up into the strap, open the chest, open the heart, legs strong, legs straight. Chest open, shoulder blades move a little bit away from the floor. All right, and then we'll release that. Hug the knees into the chest. So I'm going to give you a little challenge. There's always the option of doing that again, okay? It's the same pose, lying on your back with the legs out and the strap. If you want a little bit of a challenge, just a little, you can take the strap again on the feet, and you can work on opening them and lifting the chest, okay? So this requires some balance, some flexibility. The goal here is to have the chest nice and open. If you're really daring today, you can reach for your big toe mounts with your first 2 fingers, and we can open the legs and lift the chest here. It's a lot of options. Do what feels right for today. If this feels joyful, go for it. If it feels like a strain, don't. Open the heart. Most important thing is the chest stays nice and open. Lift, lift, lift. And then release, come down. You can bring the feet together. Baddha Konasana, open the chest here. Take the heart forward. Or just hug the knees into the chest if you're on your back. Okay. So lie on your back. We'll take our right leg up for Supta Paramushasana, just to release the low back. And keep your arms straight, And push out through the left heel. So we want to keep the arms straight, but we want to push the shoulder blades down into the ground so the chest stays nice and lifted. And with the left leg, you're going to push out. Strong legs, open the heart. Okay, so the legs are strong, the chest is open, the arms are straight. It's like you have no elbow. Just the shoulder blades are pressing down into the ground. And lift the chest. And then switch legs. Left leg up, right leg out, shoulder blades down. And breathe. Should be a nice sense of ease in the breath. Shoulder blades press down into the ground, lift the chest. Open the heart. Let's release that. Keep the right leg crossed over the left, so we're stacking one knee on top of the other, and you're hugging the knees into the chest. If that's easy, you can reach for your ankles and pull the thighs in towards the chest, but you want to feel a nice stretch to the right outer hip. So stretch to the right outer hip, knees into the chest, open the heart. Maybe you can bring your knees a little bit to the left side. That will get a little more stretch in the outer hip, outer buttock area. And then cross the left leg over the right. You can either just hug the knees in towards the chest, okay, first step, or take hold of the ankles. You're still bringing your knees towards your chest, but then you're pulling your ankles apart. And if you want to go deeper, we can bring the knees to the right. Okay, the goal is just to feel a nice opening through the left outer hip. Couple more breaths. We'll hug the knees in. Roll a little bit side to side. We'll roll to the side and come up. I'm going to show you another variation for Shavasana. So for those of you who have back pain or don't like to be in a bit of a back bend or chest opener, you can take your regular Shavasana. You can take Shavasana with your legs up on the chair. But today I'm going to show you a new way to do it so we can focus on a little more breath and opening the chest. So you take your blanket and you make your blanket into a little accordion. So you want to make like a thin, long, straight line. Okay, so again, it's like this. You just fold it over a few times and you have a nice, long, thin bolster. And then you can take your second blanket and put it on top. So you're creating sort of a thin little bolster. And this is for the spine. So the spine is going to go on the flat part. Head will go on the blanket. And you're going to sit in front of the blanket. So you're not on the blanket with your buttocks, but you're on the floor. Okay, so you're on the floor here, legs straight. And we'll place the The blanket is not going to touch the low back. It's just going to be above the low back, sort of at the level of the bottom ribs. And then the head should be nice and supported. So it's just a very thin lift for the chest, palms facing up. Okay, if this bothers your low back, you can also have your knees bent or your legs over a bolster. Knees can touch. And close the eyes. And as we lie here, we want to feel the breath moving in and out. Noticing that the lower ribs expand out when we breathe in. Then the middle ribs. Then the top part of the lungs. And as you exhale, the upper lungs, middle lungs, and lower lungs. We call this three-part breathing. We'll just try it a few times. As you breathe in, imagine the lower lungs expanding, the lower chest expanding, in the middle, then the upper. The whole time the neck muscles are relaxed. As you exhale, upper, middle, and lower. So try this a few times, breathing into the lungs in three parts, and exhaling from the lungs in three parts. And one more time. And then just let everything go. Let go of the awareness of the breath. Let your body be heavy. If you find that this position bothers your low back, you can take the blanket out and just put a blanket under the knees. Shavasana. Every exhale, just let go a little bit more. Feeling the shoulders relax into the ground, chest stays open. Keeping the face soft, the neck soft and relaxed, the jaw soft. And very slowly, just bringing the awareness back to the breath, back to the ribcage. And then the knees one at a time. Keep the arms overhead. And then gently roll to the right side. And just rest your right ear on your right shoulder. And then come up slowly to a seated position. Just sit up again like we did in the beginning of class with the hands on the knees. Lifting the chest, noticing if there's a little more ease. The ability to lift the chest. Maybe a little more softness in the neck muscles. Maybe a little more quiet in the mind. Hands to the heart. Namaste. You stay healthy, and safe, and happy.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank